Steph 107, is a big number. We've asked you a lot about offensive fluidity and the growth of that end of the floor, but what is just continuing to happen for you guys that this is now your bread and butter, you're winning with scoring every night?
Yeah, I think our movement with and without the basketball, we're playing baseline to baseline, really, and we're attacking, we're finding the right reads, making the right plays, and letting the ball find the right shot. There were, I don't know, probably single-digit number of times where the ball stuck or we didn't move it. A lot of those early in the first, and then a couple in the fourth. But for the most part, the ball was really moving and popping, and we were taking care of it after that first quarter a lot better too, and that's important.
Chloe, Bibby, and Aari both not on the team to start the year, both in double figures today. What have you felt like you guys have done so well as a team to integrate players quickly and be able to have productive nights from them whenever you need it?
I mean, I don't know if it's so much us as it is them, and their ability to study the playbook and to really absorb it quickly. We try to limit what we run early when they're on the floor, when they're early in offense. But Aari's a point guard. She's got a point guard mentality. She came in knowing more than half of our offensive sets, and with Bibby, I mean, she's a stretch four and she's a shooter, and we haven't had that. And so when all else fails, just pick and pop. If something happens, just pick and pop. And she's a high IQ player. She understands, how to play, how to make plays. She's shot ready every time, and that's important. And it's also important that our passes are on time, on target to someone who's shot ready all the time. And I think we've been doing a better job with that.
To that point, a little bit more about Aari. I mean, how important has she been for you guys, especially with Caitlin having a couple of extended absences now?
She's been huge. Aari gives us another player who can get downhill. Her speed was on full display today. Another player who can handle the ball and take some pressure. It's hard to handle the ball 94 feet against extreme pressure. It just is. And Aari gives us a different dimension, a different look than Caitlin gives us. And Sid gives us yet a different look. And so the ability to have a player who can get downhill on days when Kelsey hadn't had very many days where she hadn't been able to make her way to the rim, but on days like today when there's one of them, you got another player who can create for herself and others.
Yeah, Aaliyah had 5 points in the first 3 quarters and then 17 in the fourth, and she talked about staying confident throughout that entire game to have that kind of fourth quarter. Just how did the coaching staff encourage her when she was kind of struggling at the beginning to have that kind of explosion? I
think the most important thing with AB is just recognizing that scoring is yes, it's a big part of what she does, but it's not the only thing. And continue to reiterate next play to her and continue to show her the value of the winning plays that she makes. I mean, she really is a secondary ball handler for us, initiating offense. She makes the right read and the right play 99% of the time. She gives us size and versatility on the defensive end, more versatility than you would think. And she had a tough matchup tonight with AT. And so, her ability to stay locked in to what was important, to know that her time was coming, to trust that. And I thought we did a better job in the second half of getting her touches in areas that she could be successful.
You talked a little bit about being happy for Delana Bonner finding a good spot for her. What was your overall thoughts on having her there in the reception tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the reception. I don't hear anything once I'm out on the floor. But it's weird seeing her on the other side. But at the end of the day, basketball is basketball and relationships are relationships. And DB is one of my all-time favorites. She has been from afar for a long time, and then working with her for a number of years, she still is. And I care about DB as a person. And the business is the business, but the relationship is the most important thing. And so I'm happy that she found a good landing spot and a special spot where she started her career. So I'm happy for her.
Are you pretty pleased looking at the diversity of this scoring box score? I mean, you couldn't have counted on 27 from Aari before the game, and you got that, and you've had so many people step up at different times all throughout the game. That's got to be satisfying.
It is. I mean, almost 7 in double figures. I think we talk a lot about, we want to be a high assist percentage team. We want to be a well-balanced team. We know we look different without C on the floor. But you really, we're very difficult to scout when we have this kind of balance, and I think it makes us dangerous. And every single player on our roster has gained experience throughout the course of this season, and when one player doesn't have it, another one does and steps up, and that's important. Our depth, while at times can be challenging, it's also one of our greatest strengths, and it pulls us through when we need it.
Anything else for Seth?